This is Colin McGuigan for IFLTV. Delighted to be joined by Dana White. Dana, you have a massive fight in Las Vegas this weekend. Well, you've got two fights, but you've got a massive fight on Sunday.
Three.
Three, actually, yeah.
I got Power Slap on Friday. We got UFC on Saturday and Zuffa Boxing on Sunday.
Talk to me a little bit about this Jai Opetaia fight because a lot of people are kind of not really understanding the situation at the moment with the IBF. They've come out. What do you understand of this?
Yeah, I think to be honest with you, I don't think people understand a lot of things about what we're doing right now, and I like it. I like that people don't understand what we're doing, and you know, I if you notice that when we were launching, I didn't come out and talk a lot. I didn't say a lot of things, So we got a fight, and then all the big guys were out there going, oh, they all had their opinions of, you know, uh, our first show and what we were doing, and my thing I kept saying is, how about you judge us at the end of the year on the body of work that we do in boxing, and that's where I'm at with this whole thing. This is all. I don't have a set plan where I'm like, we're only going to do this, this, and this. I get into these types of businesses, and what I want to do is put on the best fights I possibly can with the best fighters I can. I'm always looking for the best up and coming talent that we believe can be, a world champion or top 10 fighters. So that's the game plan. And then as far as the sanctioning bodies go and all these other things, it's all a work in progress.
Will the Zuffa belt be on the line this weekend?
Yes,
So that means that potentially we may not see him fight for the IBF belt.
anything is possible. Anything is possible. Everything is open and everything is possible. And you have to understand, there are a lot of, you see it. We've done three fights and the world is losing its mind. There are a lot of forces out there that would love to work against us. So the less everybody knows, the better it is.
Speaking about the less everyone knows, you drop a bombshell when Conor Benn signs for Zuffa. It kind of came out of nowhere. No one expected it. How
Well, here's
delighted
the
were you?
thing. Here's the thing. No, no, no. Let me ask you a question. How familiar are you with who I am and what I do?
Very.
Okay. So if you look at what I've done, if you look at my body of work over the last 25 years, right? Now, I don't care who it is. When anybody says I'm getting into the business that I'm in, I underestimate nobody. Okay. And how in the fuck are you going to underestimate me? Right? If you're any of these guys, and I get it, they've got egos and they've been around and they think they know everything and nobody else knows anything. But underestimating me and my team coming into this is one of the dumbest things you can ever do. But I don't think that anybody that's run boxing for the last however many years, uh, you know, is looking toward the future or how to build the business. They live fight to fight off scraps. They live off scraps and they live fight to fight. And this is not what I do. It's not what I do. It's not the way I run my business. And I don't know why you would, everybody's shocked now. Oh my God, we didn't think this was going to, we didn't think that was going to happen because you all have absolutely no vision whatsoever. And you obviously completely underestimated me.
Eddie Hearn was kind of a bit annoyed about your pussy comment. He said, I interviewed him a couple of days ago and he said that he's annoyed that it's got personal. Why has it got
Well, oh
personal?
no, it's not personal. Listen, I like Eddie. I don't dislike Eddie, but I don't think anybody. I mean, no matter what, if you like Eddie, don't like Eddie, nobody could deny that he has been acting like a pussy for the last couple months. It's been crazy. And to be honest with you, when I got into this and started, I wasn't going to mess with Eddie Hearn at all. And then Eddie uncharacteristically comes out and just starts going crazy and saying all this stuff. Then he starts saying stuff like, hey, I look forward to competing with him. I'm going to show him who the real this, that, and all this other stuff. And just the way that I'm wired, I'm like, all right, Eddie, are we fighting? We're gonna fight here? Okay, let's fight.
In terms of the Conor Benn signing, is that a long-term strategy for Zuffa to kind of get these caliber of fighters? And is that the type of fighter that you want?
I want anybody that anybody might perceive could be the best or could win a world, much like the UFC, different than boxing, right? Like Brandon Glanton's fighting this weekend, right? He's 21-3 with 18 knockouts. It's a great record, right? 5 first-round knockouts, 85% knockout ratio. You know, those are fights that we put on in the UFC. In boxing, traditionally, if there's not an O behind your record, nobody looks at you the same and doesn't think that you're impossible. I know what these guys who might have 1 or 2 or 3 losses are still capable of, and are talented guys, heavy punchers, whatever it might be. And I just want to put on great fights.
Conor Benn said in an interview that he still wants Eddie Hearn working alongside him. Do you foresee a situation where that could happen under the Zuffa banner, where Eddie would still be involved with Conor?
I don't know. I mean, that's up to Conor. Conor's a grown man and can have anybody he wants involved in his career. And the thing that I say about, Eddie is, I love this kid and that, and I have a great relationship with him. You're a wealthy guy, and you're going to be a wealthy guy till the day you die. Why would you be upset about a kid that you care about who has a small window of opportunity to make the most money he possibly can, making more money? And if you didn't like the fact, then match the offer. You could have matched the offer. You got plenty of money. You could have done it. And here's the thing: when you're a fight promoter, do you know what my job is? Really, my job is to sign guys that I think are the best in the world, whether they have great personalities or they're a bump on a fucking log. If they're looked at as the baddest dudes in the world, my job is to get them, match them up against other guys that we think are the best in the world, and then I have to figure out how to make enough money for them and me. That's my job.
In terms of the comments, Eddie, he said that Mark Shapiro was on an investor call. And on that investor call, Mark Shapiro said that you are the headline promoter for the event involving Tyson Fury in London and Conor Benn on the undercard. Is that true?
Well, if Mark said it, it must be true.
If you're going to be working with someone like Tyson Fury, does that mean there's a potential down the line to work long term with Tyson Fury? Is he someone that you're looking at?
Listen, I'm looking to work with everybody. If you're not under contract with somebody, and I think that you have the potential to be a great fighter, or there's a big matchup out there to be made, yeah, I'm interested.
There's been reports in the UK that you're on the verge of signing a UK broadcast deal with Sky Sports. Is there any truth to that?
I think there's a lot of rumors out there right now about a lot of things, obviously. But listen, I know I'm probably not going to give you the greatest interview you ever wanted, breaking a bunch of news, but I'm flying sort of stealth right now. I'm out here doing my thing, and that's why I keep saying, like I said at the beginning of this, judge me at the end of the year by the body of work that we do this year. But we have lots of. I mean, if you think about it, we're going into our 4th fight, and I think I have like 18 television deals around the world already, and we're going to continue to add on to those. Every time I do a press conference, I'll have 1 or 2 more for you guys.
Dana, I interviewed Oscar De La Hoya a couple of weeks ago at the Ryan Garcia fight.
Were you dumber after the interview was over?
I asked him, are you good for boxing? Is Zuffa good for boxing? And he said that you're terrible for boxing. What would you say to those comments that you're bad for boxing?
Well, De La Hoya thinks I'm bad for boxing. He's suing his fighters so they won't leave him. He's stopping them from making money in the short window of opportunity that they have to make money. And how am I bad for boxing when there's more money being thrown around now in the sport? And not just for the U6 and the Tyson Furies, but from the top all the way to the bottom. There's more money being spread out. So how am I bad for boxing? And you know what? This guy is fucking beautiful. The Oscar De La Hoya Golden Boy ship is sinking fast, and this dude's talking shit all the way down. Bad for boxing. All of his fighters are leaving him, and he's suing them to try to stay.
Dana, you obviously are going to do some UK shows. I know you can't really talk about that one that we've spoke about there with Fury Makhmedov, but are there plans to do more shows in the UK this year?
I'm going to do shows everywhere. I'm going to do shows in the United States and not just Las Vegas. We'll travel it around. I'm going to do shows in the UK and not just London. We'll move around. I'm going to do shows in Australia. I'm going to do shows in Mexico. Yes, I am now in the boxing business, and I love taking live events to a lot of different countries and places where they normally don't get to see big events.
I interviewed Callum Walsh, and he said the difference with Zuffa is the UFC Performance Institute, where you've got guys that are all coming in with the same level. Everyone's treated in the same playing field. Do you believe that's something that separates you from everyone else? Is that everyone is kind of treated the same?
Well, it's one of many different things that separates us from everybody else. There's so many, so there's a lot of mythology out there about the UFC and the money and all the stuff that is talked about. There's so many more opportunities for fighters being inside an organization like this, and I'm talking not just during their years of fighting, but when they retire too.
In terms of, what you've got going on at the moment, there is a lawsuit from Frank Warren against, I believe, TKO and Sella. Is that something that you envisaged when you came into boxing, that guys would maybe have issues with you?
Well, they all sue each other. That's what everybody does in boxing. I don't know anything about the lawsuit. I don't care about that kind of shit. We got lawyers for that. But I don't think we've done anything, meaning Zuffa Boxing, to warrant a lawsuit from them. And I haven't even said anything about them. I actually like those guys. I've always had a good relationship with them whenever I've seen or talked to them, and they were always nice people. I have no problem with them, but I don't know. We'll see how it plays out.
If you could make 3 dream fights this year under the Zuffa Boxing banner, what would they be?
Well, let me get more guys under our belt here. Get guys signed and get some fun. What I like to do is I like to bring in this young talent, and then you start making fights, and then guys start, by the end of this year, I can give you a whole list of dream fights that I'll be looking forward to in 27. And one of the things, again, that we're capable of doing that, most of these guys can't do the way that we do. Downstairs in my boxing war room, the whole wall is this badass shot of Canelo Crawford, which broke tons of records. So we can do everything from that level of fight all the way down to, the smallest of, up and coming guys, 1-0, 2-0. And we do it over here at the Apex and put on great production. And how old are you?
31.
I'm 56. So when I was coming up, and was a fight fan, USA's Tuesday Night Fights was on every Tuesday. And it was like all the guys that fought on that became the pay-per-view stars of the 90s. And I didn't give a shit what was going on in my life. I didn't miss a Tuesday Night Fight show. And the Contender Series was sort of, built based off that concept, only better in my opinion, because, we take the best unsigned guys in the world and have them fight each other. And that's the same thing that I'm going to do with Zuffa Boxing on, from the beginning of their careers all the way up to a Canelo Crawford type fight.
Well, Dana, last one before I let you go, just for the UFC fans who'll watch this as well. Are we getting a White House main event announcement this week?
I'll announce the whole card this week. The card's done. Yeah, the card's done. We've been so secretive about this, so I have all these boards, which I'm sure you've seen, hanging in our war room. This isn't even on the board. We bring in a whiteboard, we write the fights down, then we erase them every time we have a matchmaking meeting. Well, which usually matchmaking meetings are every Tuesday. They've been every day for the last, 2.5 weeks.
Is Conor McGregor going to be on that card? Being Irish, I have to ask you.
We'll see. We'll see, brother. I'm sorry. I don't have much stuff for you. I've been keeping everything sort of quiet and close, the last couple months.
I understand that, but that means that you owe me a big one next time. Well, Dana,
you got a deal.
Appreciate your time as always on IFLTV. Thank you, and good luck this weekend with your 3 shows. Appreciate it.
Pleasure. Thanks for the support.